it's Becky from Lessons by the Lake. I want to talk to you today about teaching questioning in your reading instruction. So when I like to teach reading strategies, I teach it in a concrete way. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I do that. So I'm sure you're asked tens of thousands and millions of questions every day in your classroom. Students love asking questions. They do it all day long. So we need to hone in on that and get them to ask meaningful questions about a text. When I first started diving into questioning as a reading strategy, it was really eye-opening to me. I feel like as a beginning teacher, I was so focused on asking questions while I was reading to the students that I didn't really think about the importance and the power of them asking questions about the text. It's also really important to remember that when you're teaching questioning as a strategy, you don't need to answer all the questions. We want them to keep asking and asking and asking just for the thought of asking. Because when you're reading a book, there's no one there to answer it for you. So we just want them to go through that process of that critical thinking and asking questions to find out more and intrigue themselves about what's going to happen next, more than asking questions to find out the answers. So students can question characters, plots, all different aspects of the text. It all helps enhance their understanding and their comprehension of the text. We want them thinking critically about those details. So when I start teaching questions, even though they already know how to ask questions, I like to do it in a concrete way that's going to solidify their understanding of the reading strategy. So I start with gift bags. So I show students a few different gift bags and tell them that they get to pick their birthday present from one of these three bags. What questions do you have? They can't touch them, but they will ask them what kind of questions they have. So they might ask the weight, they might ask who it's from. They think of all different kinds of questions when they're trying to decide something as important as, which birthday present do you want to pick? So it really gets them thinking about it. And then when you show them the question words and encourage them to use them while they're asking questions, like I use a sentence frame that says, I wonder, who, what, where, when, why, how. And I encourage them to use all of these words while thinking about the gift bag. It really inspires deep, meaningful questions. And when they're wondering about which present they should get, and you even can have things in the bags and let it be a class gift and pull it out if you want. But it's a fun way to just have a prop, have something engaging, and let students think critically about something other than text before you dive into reading. So for my shared reading, it's the first 10 to 15 minutes of my reading instruction, and then we go into centers. The first 1 to 2 minutes of those shared reading is a concrete activity like the gift bags, just something very quick and easy that I can show up on the screen or a prop I can pull out, and we just do a little activity that helps the students think about using that strategy outside of the classroom. So then when we dive into our shared reading lesson, I'm still trying to use a concrete understanding for the students to teach them that reading strategy. So whether we're doing pictures or a text, pictures are a really great strategy. I love using photographs in the classroom. They always have a lot of questions about this one. I'll put a link to these task cards. They're a really good way to get students thinking critically and starting to ask questions and wondering. Students are so naturally curious that it is truly magical to hear some of the questions that they come up with. They get so excited to just really dive in and let their imagination run while they're thinking of all the possibilities and wondering and thinking about each character's actions and every little detail, and they want to know why and how and when, and it's an amazing experience to have with them. So then when I'm doing my shared reading and I'm reading a picture book as a mentor text and I'm modeling those think alouds for how to ask questions, and I'm using my sentence frame, I use characters that I call the comprehension crew. So here's Quinn the questioner. She's a news reporter who loves to ask lots of questions. She teaches students about questioning, and she has a gesture and a prop and a profession, and everything about her really solidifies that concrete understanding of what it means to ask questions and why it's important. And she also comes and visits during shared reading to help students become better readers. As part of my Quinn the Questioner resource, I have lots of different activities for you to use to help really ingrain this concrete understanding in your students. Like, for example, I have some short passages Like this passage, it's only a few sentences, but it asks the students to come up with a question with every question word. Because any little paragraph, a picture, it really can inspire so many questions. And when you get students started thinking about questions and they can just let them flow out without worrying about the answers or if their question is correct or not, it's magical, the things that they come up with, their creativity and their imagination and their ability to really think critically about the text is truly something that's innate in them, and we just need to help empower it and encourage it to come out. So I really like using concrete experiences like these gift bags to help show them how we use questioning outside of text and outside of books. And it's really powerful to use a character like Quinn the Questioner to help represent why good readers need to ask questions and how they should do it. So I hope you can use the gift bag idea in your classroom. If you want to know more about Quinn the Questioner, I'll put the link in the description. Feel free to send me an email. Also, I'm happy to talk to you about it and discuss ideas and ways to get started in your room. And I really hope that you found some new ways to teach questioning today. And thank you for stopping by.